volunteers, and there's always been a great tradition of volunteering in this part of the world. But some volunteers are facing an uphill struggle to carry on their good work. Len Tingle's been over in Grimethorpe, a place, of course, which will always be associated with the sound of brass.
It's hard to believe that this was once one of the best Crown Green Bowls venues in Yorkshire. Untouched for over a decade, the sites had to be fenced off. A few yards away, cricket and rugby are still played, but the pavilion and changing rooms have been condemned as too unsafe to be used. These are just part of a rich legacy created for generations of pitmen, their families and children. But Grimethorpe Miners Welfare is slowly disintegrating.
This used to be an arm of the pit, I suppose, or a department of the pit, and it just went with it as well and gradually declined and got to the state where it is today.
Help are making a quick, calm, careful approach, making a primary survey of this area.
There's more than sport here. In a complex of buildings that club officials say desperately need repair and renovation, organisations and societies, run largely by unpaid volunteers, have something going on virtually every night. The St John organisation regularly pulls in over 50 local youngsters.
I've been in about 3 years, and you learn lots of different life skills, and you never know when they're going to come into practice.
We do competitions and we go on trips and places like that.
It learns how to help people like on Stute and that.
The miners' welfare has been a much needed part of life in Grimethorpe. Right from the start of coal production in 1894, the pit's owners had faced criticism that they didn't care about their workforce, so they set up the welfare. But when the pit closed in 1993, so did the welfare's main economic line of support. 15 years later, the pit has gone. Signs of economic recovery in Grimethorpe are all around. Families have moved into the village's first private housing estate, and more are on the way. So is there still a need for a miner's welfare in a village creating a new future without a pit?
Right, we all set and we're going to carry on with the Rumba Diago then this time.
In the club's function room, the ballroom dancing group certainly believe there's a role for the miners' welfare and the volunteer-run organisations that use it every day.
Doctor's orders, I've got to come and dance, it's good for me.
Is there anything at all around here that's anything like this?
No, no.
Rather than just sat in the house, actually coming out, making friends, moving to music and remembering the steps as well, so it's all part of it.
On a Tuesday, there's nothing else on a Tuesday, so we all like to come, like, you know, all like to enjoy things.
It's going to take some delicate footwork to find the money to turn back the tide of dilapidation. The club's own report says it needs an immediate £2.5 million, and the organisation set up by Barnsley Council to channel funding to volunteer groups is its immediate target.
It's always tough. I mean, we've had quite a substantial amount of funding in recent years from the SRB and European programmes. That's now running out, and of course the tensions are starting to come to the surface. But bear in mind, a building is not always an asset, it can be a liability, so we have to be careful about that. It may be more a question of providing people with the right skills, but whatever it is, people to come together and agree what's right for their community and rationalise what's already there, perhaps in some cases.
Not much comfort there for Tony Devoy, who put the report and the appeal for funding together for the welfare.
If you look at miners' welfares like this one and the activities, social, cultural, sporting activities that they provide to the community, you can see that not only have those days not gone, they need to be built upon. All the experience of our volunteers, all the knowledge, all the abilities of them needs to be built upon. Build capacity, which is another big government word at the moment, capacity building, and get more people in using our facilities.
All we want to do is to blow a note. Right, now to blow a note.
These are the latest to start using the club. It's first night at band practice for these young people.
Yeah, you see, you told me you couldn't do it, didn't you? Yeah, OK, it's your turn now.
The hope here is that by the time they learn to play properly, the Grimethorpe Miners Welfare will still be around to hear them.